Okay, I made a video yesterday about the basics of insurance, and now I wanted to get into a little bit more detail, a few more things about insurance. Because I made that video, and then a subscriber mentioned how he has to have higher limits sometimes for other places. So there is another type of insurance called umbrella insurance. It raises your limits. It's kind of like a umbrella over everything, and you can get that to go over just your liability, just your workers' comp, just whatever. It just covers you if there's an extreme amount of liability, financial liability. This particular person does a lot of work with state parks and his town, and he has to have higher insurance limits than you would just normally get being insured for every other normal day. And then there's also things called certificate of insurance. I kind of touched on that with the auto. Like when you want to rent a vehicle from Ryder, you can either pay for their insurance or use your own. And then your insurance company needs to send them a certificate of insurance proving that you have insurance. That's basically what it is. Proving. But then they may also be asked to be an additional insured, which for me usually costs about $25 to add someone. It basically just gets the company name, address, stating that they're also insured if something goes wrong. Like if you crash a Penske truck, your insurance company's gonna have to cover it before they will. Or if you damage like a resort's property, your insurance company covers before they will. So that usually costs about $25. I wasn't charging for that for a while, but now when people ask to be an additional insured, I charge for it. And if you don't call up your insurance agent or company afterwards and take them off, they'll just be added again the following year and another $25. So if you're doing business with, say, a college that you're doing all the time, you can just keep them on. But if you're only going to a resort, like a bed and breakfast or something for that one event, you can call up and have them removed. But if you got to go back there again, you got to get them added again. But I just charge the $25 each time. I'm not going to eat the cost. So there's that. Certificate of insurance just proves that you have insurance. Additional insured means you got to add someone, and it usually costs money. And then the umbrella insurance, gives you extra coverage. And then sometimes there may be, you can just add an amendment. I forget, there's an official insurance term for that. But you can add an amendment for like a week or whatever. Say your liability, someone wants you to have it at $3 million instead of your normal $1 million. You can try to get it added just for a week so that your premium's not being paid for $3 million for an entire year. You're just paying a little bit extra premium to have, liability insurance be $3 million for a specific location. The only place where I run into this around me is there's a casino. It's called Turning Stone Casino, and they don't accept the $1 million liability. They need a $2 million liability to do any work on their property. I don't really like the Turning Stone anyways because they constantly lose things and no one cares about your stuff, and you have to hunt around a huge complex to try to find your stuff. So I try to do business with them as little as possible, and I've never actually had to get that $2 million liability because we've delivered tables and chairs there a few times and no one said anything. But if we were doing business there consistently, they probably would have us try to get that $2 million liability. But actually, when I was on a meeting with them, because they don't like their current rental company, I was on a meeting with them, and there was a real dickhead guy basically saying that their other rental company will send 4 or 5 employees for free to set up the tables and chairs and take them down and move them around the property and this and that. And then he also said they leave 2 26-foot trucks for them because they don't have a lot of storage at some of the event venues. So if it's a truck full of Chiavari chairs, they just leave the truck for the Turning Stone, and the Turning Stone gets to use the truck however they want, drive it around, move it, use it for storage, and they don't charge them. And he expected me to do that too. I didn't say anything then, but on the drive back, I was like, "No, are you serious? Like, a truck is a valuable piece of equipment that does work for me. I can't just have it out of a commission for a whole weekend because the Turning Stone thinks they're important and that I'm just going to grovel to get their money. No, yeah, you can take a truck. I'm going to charge you $300 a day for it, though." But anyways, that's off topic, ramble. So those are a few more things about insurance. Certificate of insurances, you're gonna have to send all the time. Actually, we have them just on our desktop now, the file, so that we can just send it to people to prove we have insurance, so we don't have to contact the insurance company all the time. Then the additional insured, you will have to contact your insurance company for that, or agent. And umbrella insurance, to have higher limits on some things. And amendments, I forget the official name, but amendments to maybe get higher insurance for a job or two. And then the last thing is you don't have to call all these insurance companies yourself. You don't have to find one for liability, auto, this or that. You just find a commercial agent, and they will shop around and find you what fits best for you and the best price for all of them: liability, auto, workers' comp, umbrella, auto. Well, I don't know if I said all of them, but they do the job for you. And then if you need a certificate of liability or an additional insured added, you just tell them, they take care of it, and they'll either email that form directly to them or email it to you. And like I said, I have a copy of all these on the desktop because we get asked a lot just to prove that we have liability or auto, not have people be added. We just got to prove that we have it so that it's easily accessible, and we just send it out to them. So those are a few things extra on insurance. If I've forgotten something, let me know, and I'll make another video. Thanks for watching.